Are you guys about ready for a move? So something I've got to get prepared here to do soon is get these guys moved. Yep. So you girls are gonna go down there soon. And I've got to go down there and get that other coop prepared, and I'm hoping to get that done today. And I just need to get bedding and stuff put in it for the time being. So, you know, I originally put them up in this area in order to prepare this area for my garden in the spring. And so far they've done a great job, haven't you? So they've done a good job of eating down the grass, killing off a lot of it, you know, fertilized. And they've actually been up in this area for about a month and a half maybe. And so they've gotten this worn down quite a bit. But winter's getting close. We're supposed to have freezing temps again here soon, and they'll be fine in here. But once it starts getting consistently colder, it'll just be better to have them down there where that coop's, you know, maybe just a little bit more enclosed. It's still got good ventilation, but it's not completely wide open like this. And that'll actually give me some time to get in here with a tractor and plow this up and stuff. So either way, whether I wanted to keep them in this all winter here or somewhere else, I need to get them moved. And my original plan was to actually put the chickshaw down there in the chicken run and give them the option to stay in that or use the other coop if they want. But the reality is it won't fit in there unless I was to turn it up on its side and drag it in, and I'm just not going to do that. So I think what I'm going to do is move them down there, take all this netting up for the winter, and then take the chickshaw down to the barn and store it in the barn. One of the other reasons that I haven't moved them yet is actually that I don't want to have to merge their foods. And so the chickens aren't going to be selective about which one of the foods they're eating. And so I have laying pellets or laying feed for the bigger chickens that are actually laying now. And I have the higher protein stuff for the ones that are still growing. And you know, you go through a transition at some point, but these guys are getting really close. They're probably a month and a half from being laying age. And with us going into the winter, I think what I'm going to end up doing is actually putting the higher protein stuff in there and then adding some oyster shell and a few other things as you know, optional stuff for the bigger chickens to eat. And if these guys eat it, it won't really hurt them, but they'll be a little bit selective about that sort of stuff. So that's why I've actually delayed putting them together, is because I didn't want to have to, you know, worry about the food and which one to use. But since they're getting close, I think it's about time that I just go ahead and combine them and stop having to make 2 runs every morning and 2 runs every evening. Go ahead and get them used to being together. And that way, if we start getting snow before too long, because in this area we don't get a lot of snow, but usually when we do, it's ice, and it'll be you know, a layer of ice with a little bit of snow on top, and it's usually here for maybe a day or 2 and then gone. So it's not like I've got to worry about, you know, big heavy snows or anything, but I do have to worry about that, and it'll just be easier once they're together. So like I said earlier, are you girls and Rooster Boy, you girls all ready to move? Hopefully by this weekend I'll have, well, I doubt I'll have it by this weekend, because I have about 30 minutes of daylight after work every day to get stuff done. So probably not this weekend or before this weekend, but maybe this weekend if the weather holds out, I'll get them combined. All right, so I'm gonna take this off and see if we can get this prepared for them. So I got about, like I said earlier, I've got about probably 20 or 30 more minutes worth of daylight. You girls keep it down. I actually hadn't had this one opened up except one time since I moved in, and so I'm gonna have to go get a broom or something to kind of sweep this out. And I think I'm gonna have to do a little bit of work on this one actually. Yeah, most of it seems all right, but there's some areas around the top of those nesting boxes that's actually a little bit more rotted on this one than on this one, or on the new one, compared to the one we were using. So I'm gonna have to take a look at that, see if that's gonna need to be replaced now or if it can wait. All right, well, I've got 3, and I've only gotten 3 a day for a while now. And I thought maybe that's because they're slowing down, but I'm pretty sure one of the 4 is a freeloader, not carrying their weight. I don't know which one it is. Now, something else I just noticed while I was standing here is I gotta actually get the back of this one closed up as well, like I did on this one a couple weeks ago. What are you doing in there? All right, I think I'm a little bit better prepared this time. All right, so I got it mostly cleaned out here. The only thing I couldn't do, and I've already gone and got some tools for that, is to take out that panel in there. And I think I've talked about this in another video when doing my first coop here. I think the previous owner put that up to block the existing nesting boxes and used the one on the end down here to try to build kind of I'll call it a makeshift rollaway. I just, based on the way it's designed, I can't imagine it worked very well. And I can tell you that mine have had no interest in using the one that's on this coop. So I'm gonna go and unblock that and clean all that out. There's a whole bunch of bedding still in there, and since I got a extra screw, I may see if I can't go ahead and just fix the back right there. So all I did was use these metal screws. Oh, there we are. Metal screws the last time. So see how many of these little mini project tasks that we can get done in one day. It's like a mulch block. Mice have been bedding in this. All right, I got everything kind of cleaned out. The little roof area isn't as bad as I thought. I can deal with the little rollaway lid later. And I got the back covered. So everything's ready to go. So that actually didn't take near as long as I thought. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some bedding and stuff put in here so that way it's ready. The only thing I still gotta decide what to do with is the door. Still really debating on putting another one of these on it, but haven't quite gotten there yet. And I thought about just leaving it open or just putting kind of a manual door on it. But I think I'd rather have some kind of door, that way at night it's much harder for something to get in and cause havoc, because I've seen some raccoons around here, and I really don't want to come out to that kind of chaos at some point. But we'll get to that. That did not go as well as I thought. Okay, that was a little better. All right, I think I'm gonna get a little bit more of the wood chips, and then I'll get some straw. Or actually, I may just go ahead and go with straw, because I got a lot more straw than I do wood chips. I don't have enough bedding in here now, but maybe a little bit too much. But keep in mind, I'm gonna add another 16 chickens into this run. And so I'm expecting probably, you know, 8 to 10 in either one of these coops at any given time. All right, so we've got the coop all ready to go. All I gotta do is, you know, maybe put a door on there and get the younger chickens over here. I just gotta decide when the best time to do that is, and how the best way to do it actually is. Because again, I can't get the chickshaw in here, and I can't get it in my backyard, so I may have to bring it all the way around to here. But we'll see. I guess I could just crate them and carry them over, or I might just lift some of the chain link up. But either way, that'll be soon. All right, well, I'm gonna get the side put back on and try to beat the sunset. It's really close over there. Anyways, in the meantime, have a good night.